you guys are having a wonderful day. I had a coffee this morning, but you know what? That's okay. I made my own, and today I have Misty Diaz. If you've been around day one when I started this channel, you would remember that Misty was
Yep.
my first ever interview on here. I will make it down below, and now we are besties. And I thought we would talk about how I started my brand and how Misty started her, because we've been asked a million questions about how we do it. So I thought, why not team up and talk about it? Social media is a wonderful employment opportunity for those with disabilities, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you want to introduce yourself for people who don't know?
I know, right? I'm like, don't you guys know? Just kidding. No, my name is Misty Diaz. I have a disability called spina bifida. So I use forearm crutches and I use leg braces to help me walk. I can walk short distance without them. I like to say that as well because but in order for me to be independent, I need to use my crutches.
Right.
But I live on my own. I've been on my own since I was 19. I've always worked a job. I'm self-employed now, have been for the last 6 years. But you know, with having spina bifida comes many obstacles. And I just do my best to live my life and take it one day at a time, literally. So this is a really topic. So yeah, I'm a little excited to talk about this to see what we can have, let the viewers know that anything is possible.
Right. Right. Because I feel like my number one question I get asked on my platform is how do I do it without having a degree in some college? And I completely understand why people ask that, because there are multiple business to me, but it is completely doable, especially when you went to a high school like mine. My high school had a internship program where if you had a mob or whatever you wanted to call it, and if you had a vision to make that into a company or a career, they would help you by teaching you marketing and target market and how to identify your audience and all that. So I ended up doing that in high school, and
that's where you got all this.
Yeah.
The idea. Okay.
Right, because people, when I was a junior in high school, everyone was preparing for like ACT prep and SAT prep, and I was like, well, I'm not doing that. And they're like, what would you like to do after college? And I'm like, well, I have this teeny tiny YouTube channel that nobody wanted at the time, but I know you have an internship program where it helps with employment and everything like that. Could I do my YouTube channel in that program? And they're like, well, we don't have a curriculum for that. We never had a social media influencer come to our high school, at least not that we know of. And I'm like, what if I write the curriculum?
Yes.
So I use my YouTube Theater Academy, and I wrote curriculum of that.
Wow, I did not know that. That's amazing.
So, and then I took, in addition to that, I took multimedia with video editing, photography 1 and 2, and marketing 1 and 2.
That's amazing. See, yeah, times have changed too, where it's like we need to know these things. I don't know. I'm not as good. I know the basics. And I know Google of step one, this is what I do. But I think, yeah, no, brilliant. I didn't know that about you. That's cool. That's really good that you spoke up too.
Yep. They were literally not gonna let me do my program because they didn't have my mom. And I was like, I will write it. They're like,
Yep.
yeah. They're like, well, what about I need a teacher to supervise you? I'm like, no problem. Hand me the paper.
Yeah.
I'll go talk to every teacher I know in the whole entire building until I find one. Yeah,
That's funny.
right.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
So that's how I kind of took off because then that taught me that I needed multiple platforms because at the time I was only doing YouTube. And I thought that was the way to go, but now I realize you need multiple platforms.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was,
so,
yeah.
So how did you end up running your brand?
So it was so I want to say, so my last job was a corporate job. I was working for a hotel 6 years ago, and I had always worked. I'm very independent, and that is the big blessing, because I don't know how long I'm going to be independent for. It's you don't know. Everyone's completely different. But I actually got into fitness. I got into fitness when I was working my last corporate job, and I don't think Instagram was as big. 6 years, it wasn't big. 6 years ago. Yeah, so it was Facebook. And I remember I was like doing little 5Ks, 10Ks, like I was just having fun. And I was doing this all on my crutches. And I really, really liked fitness, and it made me really happy. But I was working this job as well, that I literally had to be up at 5 a.m. for. I had to be at my bed in the morning. And I say that because I was going to these events that weekend and then going to work Monday morning so exhausted. And somebody recommended that I start like a fan page type of thing on Facebook. And I thought that was kind of weird. I was like, I don't know. Huh?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I just weird.
Yeah, it's definitely weird when you think about it. It's like, why would that's what I thought when I started my brand. I'm like, why would somebody want to walk my mic with their money? I'm an ordinary person with a walker.
Would you want to walk? Yeah. I think like once I got past, because I didn't do it right away. It took me a while. And once I got past that of, you know what, let me just start this little page on Facebook, and not care what others thought. I was like, let me just do this. And then I started gaining a little bit of followers on that Facebook page. And all I would do was just post like how my 5K was, like some photos, like a little bit about the race. And then I started posting like where I was going to be racing next. And then I just started like meeting people, and people would follow me. And I ended up joining Instagram, I want to say a couple of years after, and I was still just using that page. I didn't have a website yet. And I was running way more races. Like I was doing a lot. And I don't know, it just started kind of just evolving because I put myself out there, and I just kind of just started tagging brands in photos. I didn't do that right away because I didn't know. So if you look at like a lot of my older posts, I don't have like hashtags. I don't have like, like what shirt I was wearing when I was racing or what shoes I was running in. And I just started like noticing, I think that's because it evolved. like the
Right.
last couple of years it's really evolved. So like I just started doing that, and I just started growing and growing and growing, and I started working with more brands. I started staying consistent, and I ended up I was able to quit my job. I don't know how, by the God's grace, but I
Right.
was. So I mean, I've been doing that for the last 6 years. I mean, there's more to it. Um, but that's just like how I got started, was just signing up for a Facebook athlete page. Like if you look up Misty Diaz athlete, like it's literally still there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you don't have to know what you're doing for
Yeah.
doing it. I did not know what the hell I was doing. I was like, what am I doing? I'm mentally recording my mic. A high school
Yep.
student right now, and I started editing on iMovie, minimally iMovie, like what you meant on the MacBook, and I use remember I think they called movie trailer template in
Uh-huh.
iMovie, and I use that, and I would just look at random YouTube tutorial on how to do before I even was a senior in high school, and then I would start posting. So like I started out posting, and then people, and then I told everyone I met. We
Yeah.
learned, they were a family member, a friend, a random stranger that I met at a store. Tell everyone you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just, because my Facebook page is like linked up Misty Diaz and then it says athlete. But if you just type Diaz, it would come up. So I would just tell people when I was running these races 5, 6 years ago, just look up Misty Diaz on Facebook.
Right.
And they're like, okay. I mean, it adds up when you tell enough people, like it starts to add up.
Right.
So yeah, just yeah.
Yeah.
That's how.
So what posting and telling people. And
Yeah.
I would say you YouTube to your advantage.
Yes.
Because there's a million videos out there. I tell you YouTube. I still don't really know what I'm doing sometimes.
Yeah.
I use that, and then for connecting with people, that's the next thing I did. Like, what, just looking up random people on Instagram. That's how I found Misty.
Yeah.
Yeah, type in the Hammer Party or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could-
definitely type them in, and then like find community that support disabled people as well.
Mhm.
Misty and I are part of an adaptive beauty that Misty started. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I think there's so much room for it to grow. I think, I mean, the little Instagram that it is, it's,
Yeah.
within time. I can't expect for it to grow overnight.
Right.
Just I think that, again, there's so many negative labels still in 2021 and of people with disabilities that it surrounds. There's so many negative
Right.
labels around people with disabilities, and no matter how much we have done and shown, and
Right.
I don't know, adaptive is just a word that I really love.
I do
Because
too.
it necessarily mean that you have to be disabled. We all have to adapt. There's absolutely no way around that. It's the mother with 2 kids. It's the single parent. It's literally everybody. It's the husband taking on a new job or a family. Like everyone has to adapt. And we have to adapt.
Right.
And we're beautiful, and
Right.
all of no, I really like to talk about that. Even last night I was talking about that. I'm like, you see all these heavily photoshopped photos, and that puts out there to young people that
Right.
That's how you look. And it's
Yeah.
not, you'll see me with snacks in my hand, no makeup on, no, like, I don't care. Like,
Right. And that matter thing about the Instagram and being a social media influencer, this is important to note. There gonna be lots of people out there, or even in your personal life, who are like, why are you doing this when you're
yeah,
not? For me, I don't make money right now, so or that at least. So people are like, why are you doing this? If the man is really bad, if the man put out a bad image, and I'm like, not if you'll pay a public with value and idea
yeah,
of public. So
yeah.
don't let go ahead.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And because of how social media, sorry, I got a bug bite right here. I'm like, it's
No,
last night when I got some new flowers. I was like plants. But I was outside last night. But social media just puts out a really bad, it can be really negative. And I really wanted to take something and put something out there once, that's positive. And I think Adaptive Beauties, which is a page on Instagram, it's just beautiful. It's women of all types of ages with all different
right.
various abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And these women are doing incredible things, and it's slowly building itself up. But again, I see so much room for it. I can see like workshops in the future. I could see like monthly, like every 6 months, every 5 months, like a subscription to like, like a box that like there's just so much
Right.
room for it to grow, to work with other brands. And I see like I could see a handful of things, but for the foundation is there. And that's what we need, is taking that step, building the account,
Right.
on a little bit of content, asking it. So, and that applies to everything, your brand or a brand that you're starting.
Right. And I think by being a part of a community like Adaptive Beauty, actually you're disabled, it's a wonderful place to start.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we will help each other build content that we need.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I'm also a part of Boundless Babe, run by Healthy Hill.
Oh, I love that. I love her.
Yeah, and so I met, and that's a program that you pay for, but in my opinion, it's really worth it because
Yes.
no program, if you're financially able to, definitely get involved with a mental health program like that. They can help you build your plans.
Yes.
Because they do workshop on social media, and you have a whole workbook filled with social media tips and all that.
Yes. No, I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, so definitely try and my next tip is definitely find a community.
Yes.
And I can help you do that. Misty can help you do that. I'm sure if you reach out, I know.
Yeah. Us
I
both.
I know people. You know people.
Yes.
And the other main question I meant is like, what equipment do people need? And what equipment?
A phone.
Yep, I use
A
my
phone.
phone all day long. I used to use a camera that I bought, and I was like, nope, a phone is
Yeah.
way better.
Just good lighting, like this lighting right here that's coming out my window. Like, you just need good lighting.
Right.
And like, you don't need to spend all of this money on, I mean, yeah, ring light would be great, but you can literally find a ring light on Amazon, a
Right.
smaller one, for like under $60. But again, natural lighting, you can't ever beat that. Like,
and then Bluetooth tripod. I
yeah.
mean, you're just
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I can't get up and do it myself. So I'm a Bluetooth remote that
A Bluetooth tripod works great too because you can sit anywhere in
right.
that, take the picture, take the video.
Right, and you don't have to like when you're taking content or making content, you don't have to. You can literally do it in your house. I
Yes,
put it in my house.
yes, yes.
And then I know right now they're like healthy room, like places that you can go to with backdrop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky enough to have a brand deal with them in
Oh,
my area.
okay, cool.
So I can go there and take pictures.
Heck yes. You're like, you.
So definitely talk to local businesses. I mean,
Oh yeah, you should always look into your community. People always like will ask that, like, where do I find sponsors? Where do I find? Always start within your community.
right. And that can be walking in. I always carry business cards with me.
Mm,
People say business cards don't work, but they do.
they do.
Yeah. So if you want to make them, you can make them for like $10 on Canva.com.
Okay.
And they're not too bad. Mahogany is really nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
quality. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's, yeah. I mean, you really don't need a lot. You could use a wall. You could use, but if you would like to, get a little bit more fancy, always a backdrop. You know what I've done? You're gonna think it's funny, and it might seem really cheap, but it's worked. I've gone to the dollar store, and I've gotten a tablecloth, the ones that come in the packages.
Oh, the plastic one?
Yeah, have like solid colors, and I've done that, all black, Halloween. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
like the glitter white ones that they have, and
Oh,
I've
yeah.
put it on my wall with like tacks or like tape.
Wow, I
And it's
might
$1.
and try that. Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Or you can use it to use for your props, like your photos.
Right.
And I mean, it's $1. It works.
Right. It definitely works. You do not need a equipment.
Yeah.
If you're sitting here watching this video, thinking you need fancy equipment.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Yeah, you're right. Correct.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think what other topics are important to have.
I think just staying consistent, finding it's not about, it's not so much about what you want to post, but it's about what your audience loves. What are they following you for?
Right.
Like for me, for following me for my running and how I
Yeah.
adapted while I was running with my crutches and my leg braces. Like, how did I do it? It wasn't like what Misty was wearing. It was like how I was crossing that finish line. So, really just learning it. You'll learn that over time, what your audience wants to see, staying consistent, not going too much off the grid of what you're trying to storytell.
Right.
Like you're storytelling your life. And I think sometimes we, like in the beginning, I didn't know, like, and I still don't know. But like, I would just post like the most random things and then, oh, I'm running. And then it just wouldn't
Yeah.
It just wouldn't. So just, try to be a really good storyteller and stay consistent and tag and,
Right.
And we have when social media is used correctly, it can be a very positive networking tool. So slide in the DMs of those or the companies or the friends, the people that you want to connect to, and do a follow-up message, do an introduction, ask,
right.
do something for them, like
Yeah,
connect.
and that's what I have been doing day one. Is
Mhm.
connect, looking at random Instagram account that matches my brand. I would not do something that doesn't match your brand.
Yeah.
But if they match your brand, I literally typed out on a Word document a DM that I send to everyone. Little bit about me, my website, my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and and then I at the bottom of that message I always add how I found them and what I would like for them to do or why I'm reaching out.
Yeah, that's straight to the point, and that's how you need to be.
Yeah. And then you only will have that if you write it on a document.
And you can save it and always use it.
Right, and that takes you time too. And
Yeah.
not everyone's gonna say, yeah, I want to do it. I noticed that.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, totally. That goes along with putting yourself out there. Like, don't take it personal if they say, let's, this won't be able to work, or, thank you for your time. But unfortunately, like, don't take it personal. You just go to the next one and the next one and the next one.
Right. Somebody will say yes.
Yes.
But definitely try and post very consistently. I post 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Instagram, and twice a week on YouTube. If that
Okay.
helps anybody.
Oh, awesome.
Yep. That way, you're not trying to come up with daily random content.
Yeah, and that way you're consistent, so your followers know, oh, Monday Anna's posting,
Yeah.
Wednesday Misty's posting because she posts on Wednesday. Like, it's not like,
Right.
oh, yeah.
And then to be interactive during the day, I post on my Instagram story.
Okay.
Yeah, I post every day on my Instagram story.
Okay.
Like,
No, it goes back to a schedule.
yeah, I try to. Yeah, and I really recommend that don't post random things.
Yeah.
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 And I plan out my post too. I don't know.
Yeah. You can always do it the night before, the week before, a couple of days before, like what you want. That way you have time to sit on that what you want to post, and if you want to edit it a little bit, you can. Or
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, do you do that too? Or
Sometimes I'll do, like, sometimes if I'm just sitting down, like I was on a flight a couple of weeks ago and I just went to my notes on my phone, just typed out a couple of caption things.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
whatever happens in my day, I would use that too. Like something random happens, disability related, I'll use that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Making it relatable is really important.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't really want it not relatable to your audience.
I know, right?
Yeah, but I follow people and sometimes I'm like, okay, that wasn't relatable at all.
No, I've done stuff like that too, where it's not relatable at all. But again, like, we're all learning, and like, I like to, like you do, will plan your stuff out before.
Right.
And that way you're like, oh, okay, I can stay on. It helps you stay on track.
Right.
Yeah.
And I try to remake them to the video post that I post on Instagram too. I mean, on YouTube. Yep. But I think the main tip will be consistent. Put yourself out there. You don't need fancy equipment.
Yeah.
And be patient is my benefit. Be patient. It will not happen overnight.
Yeah.
and number will drop. I noticed that too.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, all of those things as well. And, what do you want to convey your story to be? Like, what do you want people to learn about you
Right.
and topic, and interact in the comments? If they do leave a comment, that's a really big one, because people say it was like somebody younger and they're contacting me and they're saying, oh, I just followed your page. I didn't know you had spina bifida like me. Like, you wouldn't want to leave them hanging. Like, you want to connect with your
Right.
audience. And because you never know, like, people's stories.
And you never know who you're gonna actually want to be in person and with.
Yeah, you never know who you're helping as well. So yes.
Right. So yeah, I hope this video would help her in some way. It was fun for Misty and I. And we're both always here if you need
Yeah.
any follow-up help or questions with DM us, comment down
I
below.
know. DM.
Yes, I'll try my very best to answer them. I can't get to them all, but I'll try. For them, but do you have anything else to add, Misty?
No, just, follow, a lot of our success just in general, not even on social media, but just in life, is who we look up to, who we follow. And,
Right.
like an account, like you mentioned, Chelsea Hill and the Rolettes, like, that's a perfect example of, like, what they're conveying on social media. And, who you follow in life and in social media is really how you're going to be successful. So
Right.
really self on who you're following, and make sure that you're following people who are in line with what you want to do, with what makes you happy, what is positive, and follow what they're doing. Look at what they're doing.
Right.
So
You therefore as an American don't copy it identical, but you can as an American.
yeah, absolutely. They're dancing. If you want to dance, make a dance video,
Right.
like, I mean, there's just make mindful of who you follow.
Right, definitely. Because I know now Marie new article all about how Instagram is bad, but that really depends on who you follow.
Yeah, big time.
So
Yeah.
don't be afraid of social media.
Yeah.
Social media has really helped me build a community I now have outside of high school. And it helped me from being, honestly, it helped me from being depressed in high school, because nobody in my high school, and still to this day, there's not many people that see beyond my disability, and
Yep.
they like to take pity on me, or
Yep.
pretend I don't know when they're being rude, like not hanging out with me, like because they're phone is broken, and that there are you every time, and I finally got tired of that. Social media has really helped me, given me a purpose in life I would not maybe have without it. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I love social media. I love meeting people like
Yeah.
Misty and you guys and Healthy Hill and all of them.
Same.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you like this video. If you have any questions, comment down below, and I will see you in my next video, and hopefully Misty will be back on the channel sometime in the near future.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, this was so much fun, and I recommend. I hope this video helps. Bye bye. I'm gonna